Welcome to Advanced Vedic Mathematics course, fourth week, Eightfold Nature, lessons 27 and 28. It is the last lesson, and here we will have a revision. This lesson 27 is Ultimate Sports. These are four. One is Man, second is Buddhi, third is Chit, and fourth is Ahankar. Mind, intelligence, consciousness, and ego. These are the ultimate sports for existence as a Purusha, and it is of TC value 24. It is parallel with the creative dimensional frame of 6 space, means 6 creative dimensions form it. Let us revisit these formulations. Man, it is of TC value 19. Buddhi, it is of TC value 25. Chit, it is of TC value 13. And Ahankar, it is 23. C, 19 plus 25, 44, 57, and 80. C, 19 is the value of southern hemisphere. It is Paramvijom transcendental space. Here we are having the southern hemisphere along all the 3 dimensions or a solid dimensional frame, and it is going to be the creator's format, that solid boundary of a raised to power 4 raised to 8, b raised to power 3, a raised to power 5 is equal to 10, b raised to power 4, and we have 10 into 8 is equal to 80 cubes envelope for the transcendental domain. Now, this as it is deserves to be seen in the context of 6 space as the origin of a 5 space, and 5 space itself, as we have seen, is enveloped by creative boundary, which is bounded by the solid boundary of a boundary. Therefore, 6 space, a Purusha, at the origin of the transcendental space or Akash Tattva, and it that way is the sport for existence for Purusha or within human frame. What is happening as sustenance of life within human frame? Within this body is Sharir of TC value 14, 14 which is hypercube 4, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 14 summation value, which as hypercube 14 is taking us to Creator Brahma, TC value 29. And this phenomenon is that of a transcendental seal, transcendental origin, a 5 space, and this phenomenon of transcendental origin of 4 space or the transcendental phenomenon within human body, when it is having an Visphot explosion, a consciousness play, it is of TC value 29. That means the Creator Brahma comes into a play, and Brahma 4 space as having transcendental base, same transforms into 10 Brahmas, means there happens a creative boundary of 10 components. And here the visit, revisit, conscious visit, full visit, complete attention will be required to glimpse further, to be parallel further with as it is happening here. This happening within 4 space because of a transcendental origin, in fact, is the happening of 4th eternal circuit of human body, and it is heart, Hirday. Within heart, when we'll go for the TC value of it, it will be 21, which is parallel with the Sthapatya miring rod, synthetic setup of hypercube 6 to hypercube 1 is Sthapatya miring rod. And this Sthapatya miring rod, because of the spatial order, parallel with the full unit, will leading us to half unit bodies, and so H1 to H6 as will come into play. And H6 is 23. It is ego. This all happening within the heart. Otherwise, it is the phenomenon of the hypercube 4 at its transcendental seat, and the transcendental seat on its explosion as northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere as of values 17 and 19. And we know within 4 space 12 edged cube acquires 13th edge, and value 13 is Chit and value 19 is Man. See now, hypercube 5 is 18, 3, 4, 5 and 6. When it extends, acquires value 7 as origin of a 6 space, it gives a value 25, which is Buddhi, intelligence. These features, as these are to be glimpsed, to be imbibed, and one is to be parallel with it. Once we will be parallel with it, then we shall be appreciating that Man, a mind, 19, Buddhi, 25, Chit, 13, and Ahankar, 23. It is hypercube 6 of half unit, and these values as well, when are approached for their Sthapatya format, it is H5. Here we can have a reach for these Sthapatyas, but otherwise to have a parallel comprehension, and if we organize them in this sequential form, then this form will be so 23 as dimension will give us 25 as a domain, and 19 as dimension and 23 as base of origin, and 13 as origin, and it is the format of the base. See now, we are having the phenomenon within 4 space of transcendental origin, and self-referential 6 space is origin of origin. When we are at 13 and we reach up till 19, there is 6 steps. When reach from 29 to 3, there is value of 4. And when reach at 25, it is 1 plus 1 means 2 as a 1. And it is this 6, 4 and 2 which in fact is dimensional frame of 6 space, but taking into account that creative dimension is also of a spatial order. So when explosion takes place and takes from 6 space to 4 space as a dimension, and within creator space a step ahead to its spatial dimension, this happens, and it is going to be the parallel with the 6 space, but 6 space when it remains up till its dimensional frame of quadruple creative dimensions, then it is a Purusha. But when it goes a step ahead to dimension of dimension, 6, 4, 2, same inherently as 48, is going a step ahead of its own, and it is this reach from 48 to 49 means we are reaching at Purushottam. It is here where we have to have a reach, but of its own. Our efforts will be taking us only from 6 to 4 is to its dimension, that is 24, as a Purush. But beyond that, this is going to be the happening, which as H24 is of 49 versions. And these 49 versions means of the format of a Purushottam. So Purush to Purushottam is the phenomenon which is of Purush 24. Purushottam is 49. So H24 has of 49 versions. It is this happening which takes from dimensional frame of 6 creative dimensions, and it itself being of a spatial dimension. So within spatial dimension, the transformation, reversal of orientations, unification, all this happens of its own. It is called self-referral. It is this self-referral feature which is to happen of its own, but for it we have to reach up till 4, and this is called Kaivalya. It is Samadhi, and when it becomes a Kaivalya Samadhi, then rest happens of its own. So we will be reaching Gita chapter 15, and it is here where we will be parallel with as to the self-referral phenomenon, which is the enlightenment of Gita as Shri Bhagavan, Lord Krishna. Krishna is TC value 19, which has 18 gaps. It makes 37, the TC value of Shri Bhagavan, and it will be blissful to take that 5 space with 6 space as origin is of the manifestation form H5 and H5. It is 18 and 19, and these become the Kalishta Vrittis. These become our Kalishta Vrittis. So we have to go for enrichment of Buddhi. We have to go for Buddhi Yoga, for which the scripture is the Patanjali Yoga Darshan, which we are separately taking up. So sadhakas fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic systems have to approach the system way. The system way is of a Buddhi Yoga, and as such we have to attain Kaivalya Samadhi by Abhyas and Vairagya, and rest will follow of its own. And for it, the scripture is Patanjali Yoga Darshan, which is being separately taken up, and we shall take up parallelly with it. Thank you very much.